Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. How is everybody doing? Hopefully everybody is doing well. We got some super chats that are already kicked off. Thank you, Gregory. Said another case of the failure of a sort of passport cyst. Stories have come out of Africa and Black women being checked by African men for bad behavior. Only her mother spoke. Is this another baby mama offspring? Y'all know the drill. The reason why passport bros work but passport sisters doesn't. Male masculinity is actually the norm outside the U.S. Female masculinity isn't. Exactly. Thank you, Barry Little said, when who gonna check me who goes wrong? Exactly. And thank you, Southside Militia said, remember Dr. Umar said Black men in America can't talk to African men with the same tone. Ismail ain't standing for it either. Shout out to Dubai. Thank you so much. Hopefully the picture is clearer. Seems like it's okay today. So I'm not real sure what happens to it. I doubt that it is the equipment itself. It might be a networking issue because when I'm filming or when I'm recording videos, it's crystal clear to me. Like it's crystal clear. So I'm not really sure what happened last week, but in any case, I'm glad that it's not happening right now. So I wanted to come and talk about this particular incident. And usually this would be a video for me. But I decided to make it a show today because there are certain things that need to actually be said. Thank you, Kosher Clinician said, blessings, sister, blessing to you as well. I saw your video with comments about a certain other female content creator, aka the pigeon, which was hilarious to me because guano is toxic. So I saw that. I'm going to reserve comments on those and on her because I have a lot to say myself because she talked greasy. She talked greasy about me too. But this ain't that show. Maybe it'll be another show, but it's not this one. Thank you, Alboski. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Y'all know I kind of want to go in about that, right? Because I watched Chantel Simone too. And I don't necessarily feel a way about her personally. It's just the audacity must have been on sale. The Audacity store must have had its semi-annual sale earlier this year. This is smoke that she don't want. Don't think I don't know you talk greasy. You and your little friend over there. Anyway. No, we can't do it. No scam likely calls while I'm on my show. Anyway, what's a king to a god? Thank you so much. And peace and blessings, CC in chat. She really thought she slick talk Duke and Ray Ray in Poo Poo Paradise. Oh. So anyway, we're going to talk about the lady in Dubai. And I'm actually going to show y'all a little bit of this woman's IG. The basis of the story so far as we know is that this is a woman who is a truck driver by trade. She's an American Black woman. She's got an Instagram page where she features herself, trying to be set. Her whole Instagram is a thirst trap in that truck, which I find to be interesting because we know that long haul truckers have, they have to really pay attention. I'll put it like this. They have to really pay attention to their hygiene because long haul truckers are in their trucks for hours at a time. If they have to drive cross country or close to, sometimes these are 24-hour drives. Now, they're not allowed to drive straight that time period, but they have to stop. A lot of times they're just stopping at truck stops to get some rest along a route. And sometimes in between their shipments, they need to find a way and find a place to shower. Okay. Now, some of the better truck stops actually have shower facilities. Now, I don't know the condition of them. I'm scared to even look because public bathrooms be a mess. So I would just be icked out. My OCD would run crazy if I had to be a trucker and shower at a public. So, y'all got me messed up. Y'all got me messed up. So truckers have to be very strategic, and particularly long haul truckers have to be very strategic in their hygiene regimen in order to try to keep it up, because you're in your truck 10, 11, 12 hours at a time. So her whole Instagram is a thirst trap. She was over in Dubai. I don't know if she was working or vacationing, but she got into a car accident in a rental car. And they said that, I'm going to read you the article, but I'm just giving you like a quick synopsis. And they said that when she went to the rental place to retrieve personal items that were in the car, in the rental, they were going to try to charge her some type of money for that. And so allegedly, the man behind the counter who was helping her, who was dealing with her, he allegedly yelled at her first. Her response was Black Girl Magic. Okay. And Black Girl Magic is getting belligerent and yelling at folk and cussing folk out. Well, they don't take too kindly to that in Dubai. All right. They don't take too kindly to people yelling. And from what I have understood, this is not just a case of a woman not being able to shout at a man. They don't allow belligerent behavior, period, from men or women. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a little read of the article real quick. Okay. Let me make it a little tad bigger. Listen, do what you got to do. Okay. Houston woman stuck in Dubai after allegedly being charged with screaming in public. Passport confiscated. Could face jail time. It can be hard out here for a marginalized international traveler who learns there are so many counties, I guess they want to say countries, outside of the United States that are just as unjust if not more. Now, right there, we got bias, but that's to be expected because this is gossip. But that's not unjust. You can't, just because it's not illegal here to act a fool, doesn't mean that another country, it's an injustice because they actually have a law against acting a complete fool in public. Anyway, for the past 2 months, Houston, Texas native Tierra Young Allen has been detained in Dubai. And according to her mother, the heinous and egregious crime she's being charged with is simply shouting at someone who shouted at her. The fact that we have these, the way in which they are writing this, you could tell that it's hyenas in charge of it, male or female. And this is common hyena behavior. So they are trying to figure out why everybody else got a problem with it, because it's problematic. We're going to really get into it. This is her. We're going to go to her Instagram in a little bit. According to Fox 26, Allen is a truck driver and social media influencer who was arrested in May after allegedly getting into a shouting match with a car rental employee in Dubai, which apparently is not a city where it's socially or legally acceptable for a woman to raise her voice. So now they're trying to make it a woman thing. It's kind of not, from what I understood from other people. This is like public, like a public behavior. Like you can't make a stink in public like that. Like it's a disruption, it's a disturbance. Okay, so now the 29-year-old is stuck in the UAE, having had her passport confiscated over the incident. And according to her mother, that's the least of Allen's concerns. The matriarch explained, I mean, they characterize her mother as the matriarch. Anyway, the matriarch explained that Tierra was a passenger in a friend's rental car. They got into an accident there in Dubai. When she later went to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental car, that's when things escalated. Let's see, the 29-year-old, she found out she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She told the publication she dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her. The 29-year-old screaming back apparently resulted in her arrest, explained community activist Quanell X. She is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it is punishable by jail time. Oh, well. We all remember the horror WNBA star Brittany Griner suffered when she was sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison over a minuscule amount of hashish oil found in vape cartridges in her luggage. We remember how it took months of calls to action by fellow athletes, community members, celebrities, and family members, as well as prison swaps with the notorious Russian arms dealer to set Griner free. That ordeal should give anyone a clear idea of how terrifying it is for Allen and her family. This is her. This is Thirst Trap. Okay. Let's see. According to Fox 26, Allen does have an attorney in Dubai, but she has been told she could be facing jail time because she was caught on surveillance camera screaming. Is there anywhere in this world where true justice exists? Is there anywhere that is safe for Black people, especially Black women? Hopefully, Allen will make it home safely. Until then, we have to be as vigilant in demanding her freedom and return to the States as we were with BG. So I am going to stop sharing. Okay, let me go back because I want to get with the super chats. Thank you. Malika says she needs to pay for her crime and do the time, and let her be an example of that Black hyena negative attitude and behavior won't be tolerated. Exactly. Thank you, Snuggles. How's a married life treating you? How does it differ from single life? We can attack that another day, but married life is always better. Thank you, Rugged Techies. I've been a long haul heavy machinery trucker for 20 years, and I've never seen so many clout chasing hyenas in my life. It is ridiculous, and I can probably imagine it. All right. Thank you so very much, Rugged Techie. Said Eugene. Thank you, Eugene. Said evidently hyenas do not know how to act in foreign countries. Black women, all people really need to study the customs of the country before visiting it. Exactly. Thank you, Jane. Said truck driver 30 years. As for hygiene goes, there's things I wouldn't mention. I do, but I'm a rusty country boy. I'm a clean, but a lady. Yeah. See, for a woman, see, men, I mean, it's not like men don't get funky, but it's like y'all can kind of hit certain spots and be okay. Hit the mouth, hit the hot spots at least a couple of times before you really gotta get into it. You feel me? For women, we do a lot, particularly our private parts. It go through stuff, and you really gotta pay a lot of attention to it. Thank you, JS Hooper. Said they're really trying to export ratchet hyena behavior globally. This is Black women's top export. They try to use sign to guilt trip a foreign culture. This is true. Thank you, Manny. Said they engage in degenerate behavior and then, when made to suffer the consequences, cloak themselves in pro-Black narratives. This is actually true. Okay. So just before we get into the points that I want to make, I want you guys to look at her IG. We just gonna breeze through it. We are not going to look at each thing. I just want you to get an overview. So we gonna share the screen one more again. This is her IG, the Sassy Trucker. Okay. Okay. That's me, y'all. Tierra Allen shares what life on the road is like and encourages other women to pursue trucking. The independence, the security, the income. There's a lot of benefits to being a truck driver. And for the social media savvy, there's also the possibility of remarkable popularity. Okay.
So
We're going to stop that. We don't need the sound, but okay. This is, I guess was driving in the UAE. Okay, she's in the first female trucker in Dubai, and you still don't know how to act. The fact that they let you do it, you see what I'm saying? So they're not okay. I'm actually gonna stop sharing real quick because she's a woman that was working in the UAE. I don't like it that they try to characterize, just because Dubai is a predominantly Muslim country, that women are somehow oppressed over there because they're not allowed to act the fool. They're not allowed to act stupid. You're not allowed to not be feminine. It's a thirst trap in a truck. We're going to share it one more time because I wanted to say what I wanted to say. But just look. This her, the typical, I hate that little twisty foot pose. I hate that with a passion. Okay? Hatred. See, they let you work like this. They ain't saying nothing because you working like this. Okay? You all in this little short skirt. This don't look like you prepared for no work. Trying to thirst trap again in this headband wig. Okay? It's with the slides on with the thirst trap, girl. If you don't go take shower number 25 or they call your number before it get took. I'll be hearing them call them shower numbers. Okay. Thank you, Gregory. Said Crimson, I can't remember the exact stream you did last year, but you made the point how social media has worked against women. Definitely work against women. Thank you, Miss Lou Casely. So we're actually going to start getting into the points that I want to make. I wanted to give you guys the overview of who we talking about right here. This is a typical hood rat, hyena, black woman that thinks that she can take black girl magic everywhere, and you can't. Nobody accepts that hyena behavior. Nobody. But the hood you come from, the block you come from, that's who tolerates your behavior. And it's tolerated. If anything, nobody actually likes it except for other hyenas that involve themselves in that type of behavior. So thank you, Well Beast. I remember when I lived in Houston for a while, Quanell will make any excuse for a black person. He don't care what they've done. As long as they are black, he will make an excuse for them. And that's pretty sad. Thank you, Jordan. So I haven't been able to catch you live in a while. It's good to see you back and glowing. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Okay. So we set the stage for her. Willful. No one is tolerating the loud, obnoxious, belligerent, out of control behavior that black women think is normal and they think it's cute. Y'all think it's normal and cute to be places and have all that masculinity. First of all, any woman that's driving a truck consistently, especially if she's been driving it for years, has a level of masculinity in her that is difficult for her to cut off. Because it is a masculine job. It's a masculine profession. Okay? You're doing a lot of things by yourself. There are guidelines, but it is not a lot of system, order, and structure, you know what I'm saying, day to day, moment to moment. You get your assignment, you get your job, you get your destination, where you supposed to pick stuff up, where you supposed to drop stuff off. You get a time, a schedule that you need to stick to. Bada boom, bada bing. You got to make sure the truck is drivable. Like, you got to make sure of a lot of stuff yourself, because the owner, whatever company that own the truck, especially if you're not the owner of your own truck, that company is not with you moment to moment on that road. Okay? They not holding your hand. You got your CDL license. You went through the proper training. Okay? So you got to do the job. You got to make sure you know how to hook that trailer up, unhitch it, hook it back, whatever it is you got to do. And you got to do it right. Because doing it wrong could cost you. Okay? So there is, because of that, there is a certain amount of masculinity that you need to have and that you need to embody. Because as a truck driver and the truck stops and stuff like this, majority men. Okay? And you're a woman in a sea of men. So you're going to have to carry yourself a certain way around those men. Okay? Now, the fact that she chose that as a profession, and then she talked about the independence, you know what I'm saying? This woman is 29 years old. That means she's on 30. Somewhere on IG thirst trapping in a truck in Dubai. So that means there's no man. That means there's no covering. That means there is no guidance. That means there is no system, order, or structure. That means there's no order in her life and nobody that she can turn to to help her. Now, this would have been a perfect situation to ask her husband, baby, could you go down there either with me or for me to get this stuff? No, you down there with a girlfriend because y'all think y'all can travel. Y'all think y'all can do what passport bros be doing. Y'all think y'all can go places and do the things that black men do. Listen, let me tell you why you having it hard and black men are not. Because everywhere men go, masculinity is expected of them. Okay? Black men cannot go in other countries sagging, throwing up no gang signs, acting a fool, and having Negro moments, N-word moments with everybody because they scuffed his white ones. Can't do it. Everywhere he goes, masculinity is expected. And black men do not have a problem displaying masculinity because our brothers is masculine. Okay? If you can afford to, as anybody, to go into other countries and stay for a while, you touching a little bit of paper. And if you touching a little bit of paper, then that means you have had to have some act right at some point. So black men, if they don't know nothing else, and the brothers can vouch for this. One thing I know, if black men don't know how to do nothing else, they know how to code switch. Because this country taught them that they have to code switch. So he can do the A fam with his people, with his boys. He know that when he step into certain arenas, he can't do all of that. Ain't nobody trying to hear, hey, what's good, fam? Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Okay? Nobody's gonna take him seriously. If he walk into a board meeting, I don't care if he do got a suit on talking about what's good, fam. What? And this ain't even about trying to be white. This is about time and place. Black men, by and large, actually have a concept of time and place. Black women do not. Y'all don't like the concept of time and place. India Ari just proved that because all she did was say there's a time and a place for Megan Thee Stallion performances. And hyenas didn't want to hear that. Let me go to these super chats because I know I saw my guy in here. Thank you, Miss Lucchese, that these are the same hyenas who complain to me and harassing them for being women and not because of the way they portray themselves in the workplace. Exactly. Thank you, Manny. Said trucking is a brutal profession. You have to know what you are doing. There's very little margin for error. It is unforgiving and relentless. And thank you so much, Norin. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just want to thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, JS again. Said they were wishing ill on Passport Bros 2 seconds ago. Now they taking L's playing the victim when a black woman gets caught up in a foreign country. Same Fox 26 in Houston ran a hit piece on Passport Bros. That's very interesting. We're going to get back to the main meat of this cook, but after these messages, we'll be right back.
Friends and family, I would like you to check out blackcommunityspeak.com. Now, blackcommunityspeak.com is a forum-based website. So something that's very simple where you can get on, you can get off, get involved with a lot of topics. Now, Black Community Speaks is a place that's for black men and women to talk about issues that's affecting the entire community. So on blackcommunityspeak.com, they talk about topics in the range of news, what's going on in society, relationships, technology, business, food and recipes, gaming, health and fitness, music, and many more. On Black Community Speak, it's a place where you can be safe to say what you want to say without the fear of big tech censorship. So make sure you head on over to blackcommunityspeak.com and sign up today.
All right, so what you guys want to do is click that link for Black Community Speak. I have pinned it at the top of the chat. This is a forum that's created by a brother with the intent that we, Black men and Black women, be able to come somewhere where, as it says in the commercial, we don't have this big tech interference or censorship that goes on. We're able to speak about our issues among each other, with each other, speak about issues, speak about solutions, speak about, positive things, how we're going to move forward as a group, in a very appealing forum. Because sometimes, you go to forums and the way the threads are set up, the way it looks, it's just not appealing. It's just not a place where you want to be. Black Community Speak is actually very different from that. Signing up is completely free. So I encourage everyone to go ahead, sign up and sign into the forum Black Community Speaks. Okay. And become a part of the conversation. All right. Before I get back, I know that somebody owe me a like. So bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to, All right. Thank you, Well B. So when my friends or colleagues travel out of the country, we're very aware of Black men's image. It is our responsibility to be our best. Heed, I do see that you said you have sent me a super chat. A cash app. Thank you very much. I usually check those at the end of the show. So, like I was saying, hyenas don't like time and place at all. Hyenas do not enjoy being told that there is such a thing as you have to act and behave and speak appropriately in different situations. They think they can twerk everywhere. They think that they can talk crazy everywhere. They think they can cuss somebody out everywhere. They think that they can do this hood rat ghetto crap everywhere. And people are supposed to give Black women a pass for this because Black women have taken it upon themselves to make ratchetry and thottery part of Black female culture and part of their identity as Black women. Okay. Thank you, JB40. So I'm going to China in 2 months. I know they don't see Black men at all. So I'm learning Mandarin and will stay open to taking pictures with strangers. Right? Black women in America like to argue against femininity. They like to sit up and try to question Black men about, well, what is femininity? And can y'all define it? And we're going to give it to you conditionally. That is only some bull crap that happens in America. What Black women are starting to realize, or what they should realize, is that femininity is the norm in other places, and it is expected and required. Femininity is the norm in other places, and it is expected, and it is required of you. It's not conditional. You think femininity is conditional, and it is not. In other cultures, women are expected to be feminine, soft-spoken, and easy to deal with. Just like the men are expected to be masculine when they go places. Masculinity is expected and it is required. What you do outside of that is your business. But when you come into public and you interact with the other people in that culture, you're going to have to, you better fake it till you make it. And you better fake it well. Thank you, Marriage, Politics, and Sports, another Crimson Cure Gym. Thank you so much. So y'all thinking y'all can go somewhere and have black girl magic? No, you must be feminine. Not having femininity, not showing femininity, not showing cooperativeness, not showing deference, not being able to be quiet and things of that nature will have serious real world consequences. Now, before I get to what black women think other people should be doing with them, I'm going to tell y'all why that escalated. And this is a little known or little spoken fact about hyenas. Y'all ready? The little known, little spoken of fact about hyenas is that they don't have good comprehension skills. Okay? The majority of hyenas do not have good comprehension skills. They don't be understanding what you're talking about. They don't know what you're talking about. And when they don't know what you're talking about, that causes them to become belligerent and out of control. Put a 1 in the chat if you recall that scene with Kevin Hart in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Put a 1 in the chat. Thank you, Wayne. Said, I grew up between Buffalo, New York and Toronto, Canada. I know better than to argue at the U.S.-Canadian border or in Canada. Respect people. That's all. Exactly. Now, y'all remember that scene? Thank you, Joker, for your super sticker. Y'all remember that scene where Kevin Hart came in Smart Tech and he was talking to the other black guy? I think Romani. I forget that guy's name, but he funny. And Kevin Hart didn't understand what was going on. So he said, you're using a lot of big words that I don't understand. So I'm going to take it as disrespect. And that is what hyenas do. People use words that they don't understand, and the hyenas take it as disrespect. Okay? Now, don't be my Negro. You feel me? And help me with the sale. You saying a lot of big words. That is what the majority of hyena arguments is based in. Y'all, next time y'all see a hyena in action, about 90% of the time, it is based on a misunderstanding that the hyena has had about what is being said to her and what is being asked of her and what is being required. She don't be understanding. And that frustrates her. So when she get frustrated, the fallback is to cuss you out. Like you doing something wrong. When the real thing is she too dull, dim-witted to understand what you're really saying, and she too prideful to admit that she didn't understand that, and could you please explain it? Y'all better understand what I'm talking about. Thank you, Tahir. Thank you so much. Say hi, Chris. It's been a minute. Let's start a GoFundMe. Send all hyenas to Dubai. Exactly. Definitely they need to go to Dubai. Thank you so much, Tahir. Thank you once again so much, Tahir. Listen, all the hyenas that y'all be listening to on the panels, they comprehension level is bad. That's why the communication level be so bad. She don't understand what's being said in the conversation. This is why the conversation is going in a circle. See, it's a combination of things. It's deflection, it's goalpost moving, but it's also lack of understanding and comprehension skills. See? So they don't be half understanding the course of the conversation. So that's why they sit there and get mad. Or they'll say something that ain't had nothing to do with the conversation. They don't know it ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. They think that they be really in with the conversation. No. They don't know. But they the most educated. Can't keep up with the conversation, but
since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
But they can't keep up with a simple conversation. So that's what happened. I bet you anything. Thank you, Marriage Politics. I never really thought about it that way. They simply don't understand wow, but they are the most educated. Precisely. That's part of what happened. I bet you we all can imagine the conversation and the escalation because they don't know how to de-escalate anything. And I'm going to tell you something about Arabs. Thank you, Love C said you're so right and they're too proud to apologize. Exactly. Also, I'm going to tell you something about a lot of Arabs. And it's not everybody, but I'm going to tell you something about a lot of Arabs. The way and the intonation that Arabs speak in is a clipped. It can be a clipped hard tone, especially when they're speaking English and English is not their native tongue. Okay? Just like there are some dialects of Japanese that sound aggressive. There's also sometimes you can sound aggressive speaking Italian or something like that. Arabs have a tendency when they're speaking English and English is not their mother tongue, the way that they speak it can be, but they don't mean no harm. They're not actually trying to be mean. They're just being very straightforward, and it tends to come out, quote unquote, like they're being aggressive or they're being disrespectful. Now, when you are a thought pocket and you ain't never been around nobody of a different culture, then you have a tendency not to know that. Thank you, Azaria said that's why they like John B. and Tupac. See, when you don't know, ain't never been around nobody, sometimes you don't know that when people speak, their intonation or whatever can sound aggressive to the American ear. You have to be aware that you are American. So things sound different. They hit you different according to our cultural sensibilities. But you got to be able to look past that into what's actually happening. Thank you once again, Marriage Politics said, I bet you all her hyena friends and family are surprised that folks are not lining up to support her foolishness. Maybe a lesson will be learned. Maybe, hopefully. Okay. So if you talk to Arabs, if you talk to people of different ethnicities, they speak different languages, things of that nature, things can sound interesting to the American ear. It don't sound weird to them. It might sound weird to you, but you have to look over it. But we know that hyenas do not look over things. Whatever first strike their emotions, that's what it is. So if it came off disrespectful to her, there wasn't going to be anything that young man could have said to de-escalate her, because we know hyenas do not get de-escalated. They just keep on going. And then they don't realize that they're not in America. So don't nobody care about you. Ain't nobody scared of you. Let's just get down to the nitty gritty. When you go to these places, hyenas, ain't nobody scared of you. You think you got the hood shook. And you think you got white people shook when you go into the airport and act a fool at the airport counter. Okay? First of all, Arabs is not white people. They don't have the same issues that you think white people got with you. Nobody's scared of you. And if you knew anything about the history of Arabs, you know they ain't scared of much of nothing. They're not a scary type of people. And they don't tolerate a lot of mess either. Very short-tempered on that. A lot of foolishness, they're very short-tempered on that, especially foolishness that comes from women. They are not very lenient on that because in their eyes, women act a certain way. And that's what I really want to get to. Thank you, Frederick said her girlfriend need to take this info back to her ratchet sisters. Right. Thank you, Miss Veronica, for your super sticker. In their mind, women are to behave in a certain decorum. And when you don't do that, the moment you step into masculinity with them, you are now a man. You are now a man. The very moment you step into masculinity with them, you immediately become a dude. Thank you, Lord Bison said, retired U.S. Navy. I was stationed in the Middle East and South Asia. I give respect and receive mad respect back. No problems. Exactly, because when you know how to act, that carry your fire in life. You got to be a woman. But black hyenas don't know how to do that. Thank you, Lord Sinister. All she had to do was pay the fine. Pay it and shut up. All she had to do was get over to that window and be pleasant. Masalam. There was a car that was brought here to the impound earlier. I think it was a whatever brand. And my personal effects are in this car. What do I need to do to get those effects out? And then shut your mouth. Ain't nobody asked you for all that extracurricular talking that I know you was doing at that counter. That extracurricular attitude, like somebody better answer you. Ain't nobody scared of you. You're not about to run nothing. You don't run them. You don't run people. You especially don't run people in other countries. Like you don't run nobody. And y'all always think y'all can take that foolishness somewhere and run somebody. Ain't nobody know. And then y'all want to be victim when somebody give you 2 pieces and a biscuit. A 2-piece and a biscuit, you be mad. You be big mad when somebody give you a 2-piece. But you be standing there asking for it though. You can't be de-escalated, can't be talked to. You a big time trucker. You got through talking about the income. Whatever they asked for shouldn't have been too much. Right? You the big time. You a big time trucker. Huh? You got stacks. You can make it rain in that little impound. Right? Because you got American money. Do you have American money? You got American money? Yeah. So if they said, it costs $200 impound fee, or you gotta wait to get that stuff. If you want it now, you gotta pay this fee. If you wait, you can come back and you can get it, whatever it is. Whatever. Thank you, Abdul Alim. Said hyenas aren't just slow, they're short bus slow. Short bus shout. Thank you, Deonta. Said a Sophia from Color Purple Spirit was on her, probably. And thank you, Eric. Said unless she broke. Thank you so much, Blade. Daywalker says she better be glad she didn't wind up in a Sharia court, and trucking is a man's job there. So she wanted to be a neck roller. I ain't leaving here till y'all give me my stuff. That's my stuff in there. Oh. Are we getting loud in public? Are we talking crazy in public? You here on a whole work visa. We will revoke you. Do you understand that? She must ain't never watched Locked Up Abroad. We'll detain you. We'll take that work visa, be null and void. Black women, I'm going to say these couple of points. Thank you, Quantum Solace. Said this hyena doesn't realize that she incriminated herself by videotaping herself everywhere she went in Dubai. Her having that incident is the least of her worries. A lot of disturbing photos. It's just true. Thank you, Rin. Said I lived in Japan for 10 years, seeing hyenas behave like this and have the nerve to call Japanese people rude because that's disgusting to them. And this lead me right to my point. These hyenas think that everyone everywhere will give them a pass for behaving this way. I wonder, am I out of focus again? I'm gonna tell you why Black women put a 5 in the chat if you want to know why Black women think they should get a pass for this type of behavior everywhere. Thank you, Ziad. The reason why hyenas think they should get a pass everywhere is because she is who she is. She is expected to be sassy, to be loud, to be rude. This is the main issue with making Black girl ratchetry the culture of Black women. That is her identity. And in this woke world, you supposed to respect people's identity and whatever they identify as. But you are identifying as a hyena. You are identifying as a ratchet. You are identifying as a belligerent woman that can't nobody deal with unless they go to harsh measures to deal with you. And that is Black female identity. That is her appearance value worldwide. This proves it. And she thinks that it is supposed to be acceptable because it's her. White women can't do it. Hispanic women can't do it. No other demographic of women can do it. She's the only one that should be given the pass to twerk when she want to, cuss when she want to, act the fool when she want to, get loud when she want to, get naked when she want to, okay? Make a scene when she want to, fight when she want to, be sexual when she want to. Because this is all wrapped up in a hyena's identity. She can't be nothing else. And if that is the way that she identify herself, then other people across the world is supposed to acknowledge it and respect that that's what she is and that's what she's going to do. So when she start getting into that mode where she gonna cuss folk out and she gonna act a fool and she gonna tell you and all this other kind of stuff, okay, she gonna be a dream snatcher. I always thought that was funny. Something that Anton Daniels say, they snatching dreams out the air. Because that is what they do. That's exactly what they be doing. Thank you once again, Nora, sweetheart. Thank you, sweetheart. Greatly appreciate.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just wanna thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
Okay. So the problem with making hyenaism be the Black woman's anthem and be her identity everywhere she goes is that nobody tolerates it. And nobody's gonna respect it as a cultural identity because everybody knows that your ratchetry is just bad behavior. And bad behavior can be corrected. Everybody knows that your back feet, they are not cultural identities. Everybody know that. No matter how many times you try to say it is, it's not. And everybody knows. Everybody knows that your back feet is just bad behavior. When you start scriffing dirt with your back feet, everybody knows that that's just you acting a fool. That's not no cultural identity. You just acting stupid. And so when you act stupid, there are corrective measures for little kids when they throw tantrums and when they act a fool. And y'all go places like a little kid. So folks whoop you. Folks whoop you. You go places kicking and screaming and asking for a whooping, cruising for a bruising. This is why y'all can't go nowhere like Black men can go somewhere, because you're not feminine. You think femininity is transactional and conditional, and you think that that is true everywhere, and it is not. You're expected to be feminine with strange men. Not necessarily submissive, but feminine. And y'all don't even know how to separate them two things. I done went way over your head now. How can you be feminine and not necessarily be submissive in a moment? I'm submissive I'm feminine when I go outside. I'm not submitting to every man that say something to me. I got a leader. I have a husband that give me system, order, and structure and leadership. I don't need to go nowhere else to figure that out. So I'm not submitting to every man that say something, but I am feminine with them. Don't know how to do that. Because I guarantee you a lioness can move around anywhere. Any old place. Any old place. Because we know how to act. I'm not going to be nowhere standing at a counter arguing. Why are you arguing? Because they policies is they policies and not going to change. You standing up there being mad, not about to change it. Huh? And they not going to get the supervisor. You're going to shut up on the other side of that glass. Aren't you? Thank you, Essential Entity. Said, peace and blessings to the sister and the family. Salute the truth, 100%. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ruminant said, Black men also have situational awareness and we adjust accordingly. Black women act like they can't read the room or shouldn't have to. Shouldn't have to and can't. It's both. They feel like they shouldn't have to and they have no idea what reading the room. They think everything's supposed to adjust to them and not they do the adjustments. I guarantee you lionesses would not have that problem. We would have been able to go up there because the first order of business as to why lioness wouldn't have had no trouble at that counter. You want to know? Put a 4 in the chat if you want to know why lioness would not have that problem. Thank you, Original Man. Said video is circulating with B-dubs twerking in the club with an actual monkey. KS would say you can't make this stuff up. Yeah. Because our husbands would have been talking, not us. Because my husband would have been over there. Because I would say, baby, you got to come with me to the place. Where the place at? They said it's over here. Okay. And when we got to the place and it's a man behind that counter, you know who's finna step up to the counter? My husband. And he's going to handle it. And by the end of that encounter, he gonna be smiling and saying, Assalamu alaikum. And baby, they said they gonna pull the car around in about 5 minutes and we go get your stuff, okay? Okay. Coverage. Just call him Geico. I just call him Geico. Cause coverage. Thank you, Tahir said busted with drugs, twerking on the ancestors, ratchet in Dubai, sex tours in Jamaica. OMG. Yeah, it is OMG. Thank you, Nerdine said, but Kendra, I have been told all my life these queens are strong and independent and don't need no man. That's what I've been told. I don't know. We all been told the same thing. But yes. We would have had our husbands. You know, those people that give you order, system, order, and structure, those mysterious people that cover you and that love you, those mysterious entities that take care of things for you, especially in uncomfortable situations where they don't want their wife uncomfortable. You know, those mysterious beings called husbands. Thank you, H. Louisa. How you doing, TT? Hope the East Coast treating you well. We rock with you. Thank you so much. And I'm being treated well, very well. Tell them about it, Miss Nurse. Tell them about it, sweetie. So there's nothing more beautiful and comforting like the love and covering of a husband. I do not be miss singlehood at all. No, man. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't miss that. Don't miss that. I like being able to call my husband and be like, baby, could you do such and such? Sure. Okay. You know, when you honor them, you know what? I'm not even going to do it because it's another 30 minutes. Okay. I am not going to get into my man. Not getting into my man. So, with that being said, with all of that being said, I want y'all to jump down in the comments. Say, oh, before I do all of that, people who have bought my book, eventually I am going to have it where you go to Amazon to get both the digital and the physical, because now that I've moved, I can see that it is going to be interesting for me to mail the books out myself, which is what I have been doing. People who have already ordered the book, I know that they are late, but give me a moment. Some of my supplies got lost. Well, not lost, but it's just unsalvageable where I pack the books. So I've ordered more of them so that I could actually pack the books for the orders that I'm going to get until I transfer over. Please, please bear with me. If you've purchased the book in the last couple of weeks, since like the end of June, the very end of June, the very beginning of July, if you have not received it yet, I know that you have not. I apologize deeply. The move has really done, because oh God, that's we got into a whole thing. I'm gonna tell y'all that U-Haul story. Eventually, I'm gonna tell y'all that U-Haul story. But some of my items got damaged. Some of them was just not in the condition that they need to be. So if you purchase the book within the last couple of weeks, last 2 weeks or so, please give me a little bit more of your patience, just a little bit more of your patience so that I can ship them out. Please be aware of the shipping addresses that you put on them. Okay? Because I've done a change of address, so I may not get it on the return. I may not get your book on the return. Please be mindful of what you put in that just shipping, your shipping address. Be very double check that. Okay. Because if it send it out and it come back, it's probably not going to come back to me, at least not right now. Okay. But your books will come out. I will make sure that they get out. Okay. Now that I'm here, I'll find a way to get your books out. Thank you so much, Nuruddin, saying, yet yo king, Dr. Umar wants the non-select black man to say these claims from their bad decisions that they made. That's not going to happen. No, it is not. So now that that was said, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.